Welcome back to the show, everyone. Every now and then, someone that we've had on the show in the past makes news. They get arrested, or maybe something better happens to them.
Or they win $1 million.
Or they win $1 million. And we realize that we've got 14 years of interviews with people, so there's a lot of stuff up there.
So we decided to kick things off with a little something we're called Retro Interview with, sorry if you PVR'd it, Survivor winner Boston Rob. Here he is, about 2005, I think.
I think so, yeah.
And I just want to hear him yell, "Holy cannoli," just once.
Holy
Boston
cannoli!
Rob. Boston Rob.
Now we have to pay him $30. Great.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Great. Now, it's so weird. You know, we've got a street front studio here, and people walking by do not just double takes, they do the quadruple takes. Do you ever get used to that?
It's wild. I
Reality
don't.
shows a sudden fame. It's just shot to fame.
It is, and you know what? It's supposed to last 15 minutes. It's been going on 5 years. It's like, enough already. Leave me alone.
Is that how long it was from the very first time you were on Survivor?
It's been almost 5 years, yeah.
Really?
Been on Survivor twice, The Amazing Race, The Wedding Show. So it's been a lot of fun, though.
You know, The Amazing Race was an interesting one to watch because it was of course, you guys are going all over the world.
Right.
People would recognize you in
Like
these
Africa, right?
fun countries.
It's like crazy.
You must just wonder, like, where did you see this?
I know.
Like, how did you see
you
this?
really don't, I guess, get the full impact of it, but like, my agent will call me, like, you have to do an interview with Malaysia or the Philippines. It's like, are you kidding me?
What are you talking about?
But,
Why?
I'm excited to be here in Vancouver. It's the first time I've actually been here.
Now, we were chatting with you a little bit earlier. You say you're from Boston, of course, Boston
Right.
Rob. Is it a little bit like Boston here?
You know what? You know what's really cool about Vancouver is ever since I've landed, everybody is so proud to be from here. And you get that a lot in Boston, too. Like, the Bostonians, they're very proud of their city. They want, everybody to feel welcome there. And I've felt very welcome since
And the
I've
first
arrived.
thing everybody does to you is just say, you came here on a good day. There's good weather.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
we're waiting for you to come.
It's like it's been horrendous ever since I showed up, right?
Yeah.
We're weather obsessed here.
Now let's talk about Survivor first of all, because I've always wondered what the behind the scenes is like, because it
Yeah,
is
well,
a
the things that
reality
people
show.
don't see.
But when you're watching it now, because we're all a little bit more educated about reality television, what is it like when you're shooting a show like that with all the camera people around? Are they not allowed to communicate with you or anything like that? Are
There's
there
no
rules?
communication at all, but I'll tell you this, Survivor is like probably the realest of all the reality shows. In essence, what happens out there happens, and they create the storyline around you. They give you the parameters. You're on an island, they say go, and they'll create the show around you. The Amazing Race is a little bit different. In order to logistically shoot and film the show, they need to put parameters in place.
And stage some things?
Well, not so much stage it, but you have to play according to their rules
Right.
and their context. Like, for example, the store doesn't open until 3 o'clock. Well, all the teams show up.
everybody catches
and nobody
up.
can do anything. And they have to do that because, I mean, logistically, otherwise they'll just have different crews running to different places, and the show will be a mess, and one team will run away with it, and that's the reason why.
And
we
how
go
does it
away.
work when you get voted off a show like Survivor? Like, what happens? Like, you
Where do you
get
go?
right on a plane? Do you-
Well, it's different. If you make the jury, the last 7 people there, you have to stay on location and they keep you sequestered. If you're not on the jury, they basically send you on vacation, but you can't go home.
You're kidding.
No, they'll send you somewhere in the world, where you can enjoy yourself and you get to eat and you get to take a shower.
Can you phone friends or anything, or no?
No, there's no contact. That's part of the deal you sign up with. That you're gone for the full amount of time, whether you're first off or make it all the way to the end.
And how hungry do you get on Survivor?
You know what? The first 3 days are pretty brutal, but after that, truthfully, you're in a state of mind where you're not getting any food, and it's not going to happen. So
You just
you
condition
kind of
yourself,
put it
yeah.
out of your mind. It's a little bit different for like a young man like myself when you see like, a 60-year-old lady and a 22-year-old girl doing the same thing. You're saying, all right, well, I can't really complain if they're not complaining, because
Yeah, that's
what's
right.
that going to make me look
That's
like?
right.
You
can't do it. I thought Amazing Race was interesting because it was you and Amber together,
Right.
working as a couple. And I think anyone who watches that show always thinks, my wife and I, or my partner and I, or my girlfriend.
Don't
and I
point at
could-
me when you say wife.
My old lady. Me and my old lady.
Little onset tension here.
Yeah, that's right. But it was interesting to watch you guys work together. It looked like you were having a lot of fun.
We did. Amber and I, our entire relationship, so to speak, has been spent together. We spend more
On
time.
TV.
Well, we spend more time together probably than most couples that have been
Yeah.
married for a long time. We work together. We play together.
Yeah.
So doing the race was a lot of fun. We kind of made the initiative to say, you know what, we're going to make this fun and we're going to do the best we can, but we're not going to put our relationship on the line for $1 million. We're not going to let it get to us.
Even
to
Boston
that point.
Rob wouldn't do that for $1 million?
Well, she wouldn't let me.
That's the only reason, right?
No, but we did. We had a lot of fun doing it. Truth be told, she had a big impact on how far we got. I mean, I couldn't have done it.
She's a good player.
She is. She is great, and I couldn't have done it with anybody else.
Well, I think anytime you talk to a guy after they've been in a relationship for a long time, will understand that the partner, the woman in their life, really brings a nice counter to the person that they are.
Well, they do, and you need that, especially in the race. You know, like I can be there bribing the bus driver and stealing the cabs, but she needs to be there to smooth it over to make it look
With the other team.
With the other team, so I don't look that bad doing it, and we make a good team of
Now,
that.
what do you say to the people that didn't like the way that you played all the games that you have? Because, I mean, I'm like you. You're
People
there
take
to
it
play
too
a game
serious.
to make friends, but a lot of people really had a hate on for you.
You know what amazes me, even with Survivor now, because I still watch and I'm still a fan of the show, and after so many seasons, people still don't know how to play the game. It's like it's a game for $1 million, but it every single time you'll get to that final tribal council and people are saying, you lied to me. It's like, how dare you have the audacity to lie to me in this game?
In a
It's like,
game.
wake
In this
up
game
already.
that is about lying.
Right.
How could you lie to me?
So, I mean, for those people, it's like you need to lighten up a bit and see it for what it is. And
But you know
like,
what? At the same time, I don't see how you could not take some things personally because you're there and it's intense and you kind of forget that it's a game in a way that, you know, you build these relationships. Or were you able to totally put that
Well,
aside?
you know, the first time I went out there and I played the game, I did build the relationships and made friendships and whatnot. And the second
got
time, they all
torched
went
for
out
it.
the window, you know? It is real, but you have to kind of try to separate yourself from that and make it into what it is, and that is a game.
Now, you seem like the kind of guy who has an answer for everything, and you've
God,
really
talk about this.
managed
Great
to
idea.
make a career out of this because you're doing something new called Rob to the Rescue, and this is awesome. Tell us about this.
CBS approached me. It's a little segment on the early show, and basically what it is, people get to write in, and it can be their problems. It can be anything. I mean, just for example, they're writing letters about maybe a household project they've been putting off for a while. Maybe they want to ask their boss for a raise, but they're afraid to.
Love
Maybe they're having
questions.
relationship problems, and I'll come in and I'll look at their letters and I'll go to them on location to where they are, and I'll solve their problems pretty much. If I can't solve it, I'll find somebody that
You're
can solve
Dr.
it.
Phil.
Yeah, but I got my hair. So.
You got one up on him.
Awesome. How many have you done now?
I just shot the 9th one, actually. We did 4 of them right before Christmas, and we're going to run a week straight, the 3rd week in February during
That's great.
sweeps. So.
And what's your success rate so far?
It's 100%.
100%.
Well, he can call in the pros.
That's the main thing. You know, if I can't get it done, or if it's something like somebody wants me to teach them how to sew a shirt, like I can't do that, but I'll find the best shirt sewer
You'll
around,
get Amber.
and I'll get them to do it right.
Now, I got to ask you a question on behalf of myself, a former guy in construction, and all my construction buddies. Are you still in the business? Are you still building stuff?
Absolutely, at home, you know, but
Never
you
lose it, do
probably
you?
know the guys give you the worst time in the world now because you're on TV.
Pretty boy.
Right? Exactly. So, yeah, you got to just make sure you take them out for beers every now and again, and that'll
And work,
smooth
as
things
long as you do
over.
work on your own house, people will forgive you anything.
Well,
And pink shirts on TV, bro, that's not going to go over good with them.
That's some advice from Boston Rob. See, I was going to tell you, but when he says it,
You know,
You
honestly,
gotta.
holy cannoli, he makes me mad. It just does.
I
It
have
just
that
does.
effect. I'm just teasing, man.
Boston Rob.
And thank you to Boston Rob. I still would like to know how Michael and I look older 5 or 6 years ago.
I know.
I think it's awesome.
Rob looks younger.
We look older.
I know. Well, and this is
What happened?
This is sort of part of the fun of the retro interview because we're going to go in the Wayback Time machine sometimes and get interviews from like
We're going to go
12
to
years
the
ago,
year 2000.
where I looked like my bald brother. It was before
and I
the
look
hair.
like your bald brother too, which makes it weirder.
All right, we're going to take a break.